We have pet hyenas, we have pet grizzly bears, we have manicured gators. But first, let's look at the only guy that can swim with polar bears. A polar bear is not a pet, but Mark Dumas is different. Mark Dumas and his wife are close with AG, the polar bear. She's been raised by Mark since she was just 8 weeks old. AG sees Mark as both her mother and father and will not let anyone get between them. AG gets jealous whenever a female approaches Mark and starts talking to him. She realizes that this new female is taking Mark's attention away from her, and she doesn't like it. The only woman she allows Mark to spend time with and talk to in front of her is his wife. Whenever Mark and his wife want to talk to AG or spend time with her in the yard, they must open a chain door and hop over an electric fence. Interestingly enough, the electric fence is what keeps AG in check. To us, an electric fence is something we can get over without touching. To AG, this electric fence is the same as an electric wall that she can never cross. Whenever she's with Mark, you can hear a rumbling noise. That's the way she purrs. It's similar to the purr of a cat, but it's as loud as a car engine. And besides playing in the grass, she likes to swim with Mark and eat food with him. Next up, we have the manicured gator. Most people would think gators are dangerous, and rightfully so. If Princess and the Frog taught us anything, it's that gators can also be nice. Angela Lance found one such gator. Lily Gator is her pet baby alligator that she keeps at home. Angela likes to pamper her Lily Gator, and she dresses her up in funny tutus, paints her nails, and even bought her a tiara and sunglasses. Her friend Lauren takes care of Lily whenever Angela needs to travel. The two are close, and she is her god gator. Angela bought Lily when she was just a tiny hatchling. She was roughly the size of her owner's hand. While alligators have an instinct to bite and death roll, Lily's different. Her owner says that she's never bitten anyone, nor does she want to. She has enough strength in her jaw to crush any bone, including those in Angela's hand. However, she's well taken care of and fed in time, so she doesn't even think about attacking. The only time people get scared is when Angela walks Lily on a leash around the neighborhood. Even though she's safe and secure on the leash, when she makes that recognizable hissing noise, everyone gets scared. But it's worth remembering that she does this because she's excited to meet new people. Smash that like button, just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, now comes the capybara. Some people like to keep hamsters as pets, and some people like slightly larger guinea pigs, but this woman from Arkansas decided to get the largest rodent on the face of the earth. Jackie Wren has a pet capybara that she calls Chico. Before installing a fence around their house, people would slam the brakes when they saw this giant rodent outside. Jackie and her family wanted to protect their pet, so they installed a fence. Unlike most capybaras, Chico's very friendly. He'll swim in the backyard pool. On top of that, he'll get into bed with Jackie and enjoy a bowl of freshly popped popcorn. Because she's a nocturnal animal, Jackie has to get up at least 4 times in the evening to feed Chico. The mother of Bengal tigers, Janice Haley, says she had a rough time after losing her job. She didn't know what to do in life, so her husband suggested she start caring for orphaned animals that needed help. So she took in her first Bengal tiger. She built a giant cage with many attractions where her 2 tigers could have lots of fun and play games. Saber is a 600-pound white Bengal tiger. Jamda is slightly smaller, weighing about 400 pounds in total. Even though they might look very scary, they're like little kittens for Janice. Every day, she and her husband spend 8 hours caring for the tigers and cooking for them. They also like to cuddle with their pets and play games. Whenever caring for the tigers gets a little too hectic, they call in reinforcements. Volunteers happily apply to care for these giant predators who are as playful as a baby kitten. As for those who are concerned with the tigers being raised in captivity, Janice points out that if there are no tigers in captivity with the rate of illegal hunting, we might not have any tigers left. She gives them plenty of room for play and feeds and takes care of them daily. In fact, every night before she goes to bed, she'll go to their cage and say goodnight to her 2 giant pets. And then we have the sugar gliding frenzy. TikTok started the frenzy of sugar gliders as pets. But don't let their cute, beady eyes fool you. These guys are not easy to take care of. First of all, sugar gliders are not cheap, and you can't buy just one. You'll need to get at least 2 of them because they don't like to be alone. Second, they'll need a cage or enclosure at least 4 feet high and 2 feet wide, but the bigger the cage, the better the experience. And if you have 2 or 3 of these guys, you'll need to get a cage that's double or triple the size of the first one. You'll also need to place lots of toys inside to keep these little guys entertained. With shelter taken care of, you need to look at your grocery list and add specialized drinks, protein, fruits, and veggies, and lots of vitamins, supplements, and pollen. And just make sure they have a lot of room to climb and get their exercise. The Big Bear family is made up of a husband, a wife, and 11 Kodiak bears, some of the largest in the world. Even though Susan, Jim's wife, says that she does most of the cooking and the chores for the bears, they still love Jim more. For some strange reason, he just gets bears. He's so close to these giant predators that his wife can't help but think he's part bear. On the other hand, Jim claims that the bears love him because he spends so much time with them. He'll sit with them, play with them, give them massages, and even ride them around the yard. That being said, Jim is fully aware of how dangerous Kodiak bears can be. With a weight of 1,400 pounds, all they'd have to do is sit on their owners, and that would be devastating. Jim and Susan also pay close attention to their sharp claws, particularly when they're playing. Every day, they eat 90 pounds of food. This includes meat, fish, grains, and fruit. Most of the bears are rescued from zoos, and over the years, Jim and Susan have grown to love them as much as children. Over the years, they've lost 4 of their family members, and Jim couldn't even talk about them without tearing up. Next comes CHITO and POCHO. Having a small gator as a pet is one thing, having an adult crocodile as a pet is a whole new level of scary. But CHITO doesn't think that way. He took POCHO to his home when he was very little. POCHO was wounded and needed someone to take care of him. CHITO nursed him back to health and later found out that a farmer shot POCHO for eating his livestock. He was so patient with POCHO that he sometimes chewed up POCHO's food for him. POCHO is now 16 feet long and has been friends with CHITO for 20 years. He would never even think of hurting this middle-aged gentleman that saved his life. Contrary to what the experts believe, POCHO and CHITO have one of the strongest bonds in the world, and that's why CHITO's now able to swim with POCHO in the water. Let's not forget about the hyena pet. Lion King taught us that hyenas are ruthless predators that hunt in packs. However, this expert will show you that this couldn't be farther from the truth. When Luke Cornell adopted Lola, she was very antisocial and didn't want to mix with anyone. Despite all of Luke's efforts, she still doesn't like people, except for Luke. He's the only person she likes to spend time with. As strange as it may seem, she becomes aggressive towards others when Luke is nearby. When he isn't, Lola will be friendly, and sometimes she'll even allow other people to pet her. According to Luke, she's very loyal and loving, but his wife says that she's terrified to be alone with Lola because, well, do you really need another reason besides she's a hyena? YouTube thinks you should watch this video next.